not anxious. Hi, welcome to our podcast. Jake likes to call the KnowName podcast because we can't come up with anything better. Back to you, Jake.
Not true. Not true.
Tell them your slogan.
What's my slogan?
You just made it up. You said better, but for less price or something.
Oh, right. The No Name podcast. Same great quality, but better price.
Poor quality.
It's free.
Welcome to our podcast. I'm Hillary. This is Jake.
Hi.
Today we're going to be doing ghost stories. So we're snuggled up under a blanket to tell some spooky stories.
Well, she's going to tell some spooky stories. I'm going to tell her that it's all a bunch of lies.
I believe in ghosts and he doesn't.
I don't believe in ghosts.
Yeah, he thinks I'm crazy. And that I had childhood schizophrenia, apparently, so...
No, I said that you had potential symptoms of early onset schizophrenia, and when it shows in children, it shows through hallucinations.
Which I don't think is true, because that would mean that, like, everyone was schizophrenic. Because ghosts are real. Anyway,
No.
I hope you are all staying safe during the current pandemic, and stay inside and watch this awful podcast. Thank you very much. Moving on. Tell them a little bit about yourself, Jake.
Why?
Because they don't know us. They might want to.
I mean, do I want them to know me? This is the internet, Hillary. You know that, right?
They already know who you are because we both have Huawei's. Not sponsored.
No.
It checks ears.
Yeah, I guess they already have all my information if they want it. They can just go buy it from Huawei.
Definitely. Or Cambridge Analytics.
We'll just sell it to the highest bidder, right? So
Yeah.
You know everything about me for the right price, apparently.
I'm sure everybody knows everything about Jack already.
Or no.
Can we pan over?
No. It's not really a pan. That wasn't... Just move the tripod.
That's called a manual pan.
Oh.
Someone not as experienced as you may not know that. Someone with as much photography classes as I've taken would know that.
Okay. Right.
Anyway, tell them about yourself, Jake Blake. Oh, oops, I just said your whole name. Find him on Instagram.
Okay, nobody needs to know my last name.
That was an accident, because your name rhymes.
Yeah, well, don't fucking rhyme. What are you fucking Dr. Zeus?
That's Zeus. It's not Zeus. Zeus.
Whatever.
Anyways, if you don't want me to rhyme your name, don't have a name that rhymes.
I don't. My name's Jacob. Oh, never mind. God damn it. Name's not actually Jake. You know that, right?
Chester. Okay, tell them about yourself. Come on.
I don't know. I'm a white male.
That's stuff they can see.
Oh, right. I don't want to tell the internet about myself. That's cool, dog. I'm good.
He makes video games. I'm a graphic designer.
Yeah, there you go. All right, fine.
There you go.
Yeah.
That was painful, and I'm very sorry.
No.
Tonight we have a special guest, Taya, my friend. She's a graphic designer, really great illustrator. Check her out on her Instagram. Mistake. Let me tell you the spelling. MISSTEHYK. Go look her up. Her illustrations are absolutely beautiful, and she's beautiful, and she deserves your love. Anyway, let's move on with our stories.
Did you finish all your rice?
No, I was gonna save it for tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Don't eat it.
Very fine.
You can have a cinnamon bun. Alright, we'll continue with our stories, and if she decides to call, she can, and if not, we will take all of her info out of this podcast. Because I can't say that you're an amazing person and then you don't answer the phone. That's not my fault.
I mean, eh?
Anyway, so I have all my ghost stories written down on my phone because sometimes I forget things. Because I've had a lot of encounters. You look like you're about to snap your neck off. That's literally what it looked like. You were like finished with this podcast. I'm over it. Okay. So I've had a lot of ghost encounters in my life, and a lot of them happened when I was younger, like between like 4 and like 10, mostly. 'Cause I don't remember anything before I was 4, so I was probably like dragged through the house as a toddler. Not sure. So all of my stories, besides one, happened at my parents' house, which that place spooks me out. So my parents' basement, they have like a portrait, like, you know, one of those old photos where you take like with the cape, and it's like an old photo. It takes like 5 minutes to snap.
Yeah.
So they have one of those photos of my dad's uncle down there, and a really spooky.
That's not down there anymore, right?
No, it is. It used to be hung up on the wall down there. When you go down, it's like right next to the stairs. So like it was like following you with its eyes. But now, Mom must have got scared or something, or Dad, because they took it down and now it's facing the wall.
Oh,
like
weird.
Hidden away in a corner. Yeah.
I don't think they got scared. I think they were just like, I'm moving this. I gotta make room for like more stuff or something. You ever asked them?
No, because I know it's because of ghosts.
No.
I don't need to ask.
Yes, you should. You're trying to validate things by like not doing any research on them.
Yes, it's called ghost hunting. All ghost hunters do that. Anyway, so the photo was really creepy, and it felt like the eyes were following you wherever you go. And so I used to really hate having to go down the basement if Mom asked me to go down and get something. And like 90% of the time when I would go down there, I would like scurry down over the stairs and like grab whatever I needed and like run back up over the stairs, and in that amount of time my brother would come and turn off all the lights and like hold the basement door shut, and I would be down there crying, and then Mom would yell at him, and I totally have some PTSD from that.
Okay, but what does that have to do with ghosts?
Because he is the ghost.
Yeah, the guy in the painting or whatever.
In the picture.
Yeah, but like just because you got creeped out and your brother closed the door on you doesn't mean there's a ghost.
It 100% does, because the ghost.
I can't wait to see the comments on this video.
The ghost from the picture is the ghost in the house.
Okay, but like, where's your proof that it's a ghost? Just because like you got like.
No, because I have That's just the introduction of.
Okay, all right.
I think Max or Willis, his name was.
Okay, well, tell me your encounters with Max or Willis. Tell me what actually happened. Your brother slammed on the door and you don't mean shit.
No, but it was a frightening experience to like a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to include that trauma.
How traumatizing your brother is?
Yeah, I needed to add in that trauma so that people would go to my GoFundMe to fund my psychiatry. Okay. Anyway.
She can't afford a shrink. I'm only a salesman.
And I'm only a student. So, between the ages of 8 and 10, I would, like, always fall asleep on the couch at home. And, like, when I was, like, 8, Dad would, like, pick me up and bring me to bed. Like, if I fell asleep on the couch. But then I got fat, and he couldn't. And so they would leave me on the couch, all night. And, anyway, so I would wake up in the middle of the night, you know, like around 2 or 3, and I would hear footsteps come up from the basement, and then like go to the fridge, and then come back into the living room. And when I would hear the footsteps coming closer to the living room, I would like put the blanket over my head and I would hold my breath, right?
Right.
And this happened a lot,
Okay, well,
like
also,
frequently.
did you ever reveal yourself when you heard the footsteps?
No, I was way too scared.
Well, also, like, I lived at your house for 6 months. Your mom notoriously wakes up and goes downstairs.
No,
Like, those random nonsense.
no, because I would ask her the next day, every time.
Yeah, but she'd also be keen to lie about something like that.
Maybe, but after this happened so much, she told me that she said, Hillary, as long as I'm here, there's nothing in this house that can hurt you, which means she knew there was something in the house that can hurt me. Proof.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, so that would happen. But have you ever? You've never encountered a ghost?
No.
Okay. Well, when you see or you feel something, it's like this disgusting, paralyzing fear.
Yeah, that also could be.
My anxiety.
Yeah, it could be.
Could be.
That's just a natural reaction to
Yeah.
the unknown.
Yes.
Like shock.
Yeah, and it's like just something like gripping your throat, and you can't scream and you can't move, and it's
Yeah, that's anxiety.
horrifying.
Yeah, just because something's scary doesn't mean that there's a ghost.
No, but like this happens because I've heard things or because I've seen things.
Okay, well, hearing things and then not seeing them doesn't really make for much of a, because that doesn't really mean anything. You heard.
Yeah, but I'm too afraid, so I close my eyes because I don't want to fucking see it.
How does your mom walk around the house for?
Now, there's a big difference between my mom's little footsteps and some big old man. Anyway. So, I remembered this one earlier this week. I think this one I suppressed because this one was really spooky.
Or it's just bullshit.
No, because there's too many of
That's
these.
a false memory.
There are way too many of these.
False memory.
Taya was urinating. We'll call her back now.
Professionalism.
Tinkling. You know me. Professional. Is she tinkling again? Hi!
Hello.
How you doing?
Welcome to our podcast.
Yay!
So I just told the first story while you were peeing.
Oh, so it's already happened?
No, there's a lot of stories left.
Yes, all the stories are past
Okay.
tense, Taya. It's a story.
What's a good one though? Did I miss a really good one?
I'll recap real quick. So,
Okay.
there's a creepy portrait in Mom and Dad's basement of Dad's uncle, and the eyes follow you when you're down there.
No proof.
100% proof. Ask my family.
That?
You never seen no.
Creepy.
You never seen
See?
no.
She agrees.
You never
Ghost.
seen no eyes moving.
Felt like.
I mean,
See?
it sounds gross. I don't know about
See?
ghosts.
Gross, ghost sounds exactly the same, so I'll take what I can. Anyway,
Can
so
we rate each of your stories by whether they're gross or ghost?
please.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'll recap this one and then both you and Jake can vote. Gross or ghost.
Okay.
Okay, so when I was between 8 and 10, when I would fall asleep on the couch like almost every night, and Dad used to bring me up to bed, but then I got fat, so he couldn't. And so I would wake up at like 2 or 3 in the morning, and then I would hear footsteps coming up from the basement, and then going to the fridge, and then coming in the living room, and I would be too scared to look, obviously, so I would close my eyes and like put blankets up. And that happened like all the time, and like the footsteps would just stop and then go back down the basement.
I hate that. Okay, that's ghost.
What do you think, Jake?
I think that is.
Ghost or gross?
That's gross.
That's gross. Okay,
Bro.
second story. So, this one, I don't remember how old I was, but like this was happening frequently enough that I started sleeping with the lights on. Like
Oh.
bright light, which is kind of funny because now I can't sleep with any light and I need to wear like a sleep mask and like 7 blankets over my eyeballs and a cat. Like,
You're so dramatic.
yes. So I woke up one night from my bedroom door opening and then footsteps going around the front of my bed and then down the side and then they just stopped. And then that was it.
I hate that. I hate the footsteps.
I know,
Especially
it's
if they're like going specific places.
they were heavy. Like big boy footsteps.
It's one thing if you just hear like some creaking and you're like, oh my god, there's someone walking around. But like it's different when you can tell where they're going.
Yes, like towards me
distinct.
every time.
Yeah, that's ghost. I mean, it's gross, but it's definitely ghost.
Also ghost. Yeah, and so the next day, Mom tried to tell me that it was just my cat Squirt, and I was like, she's literally 5 pounds. She does not sound like a 180-pound man when she walks.
You also have like super sensitive hearing.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do. You can't handle like loud noises. Like
That's because I get overwhelmed, not because I have supersonic
Are you an
hearing.
X-Men character?
Giant ears.
That's why you have long hair. You don't want anybody to see them.
Yeah, that's true. I'm like Pierce on Community with my ear dyers or whatever he called them.
The ear noculars.
Earnoculars. So,
Are all your ghost stories from your like childhood home?
all of them except for one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a theme here.
Yeah. So it's there's a ghost. You know, I have too many stories for there not to be at this point, or I'm absolutely crazy.
Well, nothing.
I like that you're just sinking into the couch the longer this podcast happens. You're gonna be like out the other side.
He disappears. He dies. He becomes a ghost in this apartment.
And I'm like, huh, I was the one who thought that this didn't,
I almost hung up on her on accident.
Rude. Next podcast episode is about Jake's ghost. Ooh.
Gross. Just me crying on the couch.
It's like, I didn't believe in this, but I'm kind of glad it's a thing.
Okay, so this story happened in England, in London, England to be precise. So me, Mom, and Dad went over there when I was in grade 5, so I think I was 11 or 12. I don't know how old people are in that age.
11, I think.
11. So we went over there for 2 weeks with Mom and Dad's friends. So we stayed out in the country for a week, and then we went to London for a week, and we stayed there at their friend's house. And so you're literally falling asleep during the podcast.
I know.
You're actually the worst person in the world.
I know, I'm fucking...
That's why I'm here.
Honestly, I'm glad I have someone.
I got the itis from that food, but I'm like fucking...
Jake, that was vegetables and rice. There's nothing in it to give you itis. Wake up.
And vegetables and rice got me grafted.
Wake up. I will actually kill you, and then you will be the ghost in this podcast. Wake up. Okay. Back to my story.
Yes.
So, when we were staying at this person's house, I had like the main bedroom, I guess, all to myself. Because I'm clean. And anyway, so it was like a huge bed, and I was sleeping on the side closest to the door. And I heard footsteps. I'm pretty sure he followed me on the plane, I'm just gonna say. But I heard footsteps go around, I'm sleeping on the right side, so around the right side, and then the front of the bed, and then over to the left side, and then it stopped. And I was like, you ain't getting in bed with me. And I got up, and I ran it to Mom and Dad. I was like, absolutely not.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, you are not sleeping with me tonight, Willis or
You didn't even get to enjoy being in the master bedroom.
No, exactly, because ghosts keep following me.
That womps.
Womps. So, guys, ghosts are gross.
Ghosts.
I mean, all these footsteps on, I think, are just ghosts.
Ghosts, yeah. Right? So,
When was your last ghost experience?
this was my last one. This happened when I was 15.
Okay.
My ex-boyfriend told me that he seen a ghost at my house, and I think I was like 16 when that happened. But I don't believe him, and Jake is asleep again.
Fuck.
Stop it! Do you want to hear my stories or not?
I do.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Sit up. You're into the couch.
He's so scared that he's making himself fall asleep so he doesn't.
He got his eyes closed, blanket up over his head. I'm just scared, Hill.
He's shaking.
You got me shook.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this last story happened when I was 15. I think it was like 15 to 17. I don't remember that area of my
Accurate
life because
proof of ghosts.
No, I just had a crappy teenage years, so I canceled it out. Teenage years are canceled.
Super accurate. Super scientific. Very much truth.
Just because I block out certain areas of my life doesn't mean that ghosts aren't real. Doesn't mean that my life wasn't up to par with others.
Ow!
Yeah, wake up! So, when I was 15, my friend at the time, my boyfriend at the time, and myself were all camping out in my parents' backyard. So I got up around 2:30 to go pee. The mom left like the porch lights on, and the wake up, and the outside light on because she knows that I always have to pee. So I ran inside to do my thing, and then halfway through, I had to.
How do you know?
Jake is literally just nodding off over here.
Oh.
Maybe you just have too soothing of a voice.
I don't think so. I'm the Bob Ross of ghost stories.
I don't know why I'm having such a hard
I
time
love
staying
that.
awake right now.
Just a happy little ghost over here.
Oh.
Come on, I don't have any squirrels in my pockets. So, I went in to tinkle. Halfway through my stream, I had to stop. Okay? So, so,
Do you even have the ability to do that?
yeah, it's called, I don't know. It's not a sphincter, but it's a muscle.
It's not a sphincter.
I don't think so.
No.
Anyway, so it was 2:30 in the morning, and halfway through my tinkle, I heard footsteps coming up from the basement, so I stopped my stream. And so the footsteps came up from the basement and then went to the bathroom door and just stopped. And so I was sat on the toilet and I was literally just bobbing your head. Stop it. And so yeah, the footsteps stopped in front of the bathroom door, and I just held my breath and I had my hands over my mouth because I didn't know what that was on the other side. And so it was like a good minute, maybe 2 minutes. And then the footsteps went back out and went out to the porch and then went back down to the basement.
Girl, listen.
Jake
All of your
knows this.
stories are footsteps, and that's weird.
Yeah.
Like, you definitely had a footstep and ghost.
Stepping on me. So when he went back down the basement, I ran back out in the tent once I finished my tinkle. And so my friend was like passed out, and I asked my boyfriend, I was like, was that you? And he was like, I had to wake him up to ask him, right? Because he was asleep too. And he was like, no, what are you even talking about? Whatever. And so the next morning when I went in for breakfast, I asked Dad, I was like, why were you up so late? And he was like, I wasn't. And Mom was like, no, I was up during that time. I was up watching TV, like up in their bedroom. She was like, your dad didn't move. So,
I don't like that.
Ghosts are gross, guys.
It's ghost, but like
ghosts are gross, Jake.
Like, what is this ghost doing?
She's fucking me up, bro.
Why is he just like stepping all up on your shit?
I don't know, but when you
should have told him to back off, honestly.
I think a couple of times I had to because like it was getting to be like way too much, and I was just like too scared to live.
Like, dude, you're in my bubble.
Get out. Be like 6 feet apart.
I've only had one ghost experience that was like footsteps.
Is that your only encounter ever?
No.
Oh, tell us all your encounters. Jake, you're supposed to be debating ghost hunting.
I haven't had that many. But, like, the one with the footsteps, I can remember I was also, like, 11 or 12. And I was just playing games on my laptop. I don't know, it's probably something like Yoville or Farmville or some other stupid Facebook game.
Solitaire. Purple place.
Yeah, my grandma. And I could hear like heavy footsteps, like work boots, walk up behind me because I was in my little computer chair.
Ew.
And I heard like work gloves come off.
Ew.
And I remember I was just like, yeah, I know. I was just like looking forward, and I froze. It was the only time I like ever froze in fear. Like I was scared to look behind me.
Mhm.
But then like after like a couple minutes or so, the feeling just kind of like faded away, and I like looked behind me, and obviously nothing was there.
Yeah.
But like the footsteps never left. The footsteps only came in, so there was nobody actually in my room.
Barf.
Yeah, it's gross and ghost.
Both, yes. I hate that.
I want to know, like, I know that you believe in ghosts.
Yeah.
But everybody has their own, like, opinion, I guess, on what a ghost is and what a ghost can do. Like, everyone has their own ghost lore, you know?
Yes. Wait, your head
So,
up.
like, what are your beliefs?
I don't know. I think ghosts are scary. And I don't like them.
Oh my god, what a hot take.
What do you think?
Okay, well, I'm just gonna grill you.
Okay, cool.
Like, when people see orbs or have pictures of orbs, do you think those are ghosts, or do you think those are just, like, dust?
It depends on it depends on what the orb is doing, because sometimes it's obviously like a dust ball, and sometimes like the orb is moving, like defying gravity. So like that's obviously a ghost.
Because like personally, I think every orb is just dust, and I don't know where the idea of like a ball being a ghost came from.
A ball, like a tennis ball.
But like that's just my thing. Like, I've never seen a picture of an orb and been like, oh yeah, that's a haunt right there.
That's a haunt.
Cool.
10 out of 10 haunt.
I've just been like, yeah, fucking get a dehumidifier or some shit. I don't know.
Get a Swiffer. What do you think ghosts
that
are?
You can see ghosts, or do you think that people that see that are crazy?
No, I don't. I don't think they're crazy. I think you totally can see ghosts, but like they have to choose to let you see them.
Okay.
Because I remember when I was younger, like kids in my class were talking about how one of the older kids had seen a ghost at their church, like in a different community. Um, and like a lot of people had seen this ghost, and like that's kind of spooky.
It is spooky. But that makes me think of something else. So, like, at your school, did you guys have, like, a ghost in your school that people talked about, or, like, a ghost story from your school that people talked about?
No, people in my school were just kind of like stupid and was like, oh my god, that's like totally a ghost from whatever and blah blah blah.
Oh my God.
Like it wasn't true. Like they just made up crap.
I don't know anybody from your school, but that's definitely a good impression.
Thanks. I do what I can.
I feel like almost every school has a ghost story, though.
Does yours? And can we hear it?
Yeah. Well, I went to a K-12 school,
Mm-hmm.
so I was there my whole life.
Okay, me too. Same.
And the ghost story was always that there was a
Don't snore
young
over Taya's
girl
story.
Sorry, Taya.
with like long black hair wearing white who haunted the girls' bathroom downstairs.
Like moaning Myrtle.
Basically.
Did someone just watch Harry Potter and then spread that rumor?
Maybe. I feel like that description is so common though for like ghost stories.
Yes.
But it had like the story was that it was of like a girl who died with an incident that was related to the school, which like it did happen, but
Ew, it actually happened?
yeah, there was something like really bad that happened years ago to do with the school.
Yikes.
But I never thought that the school was haunted, personally.
Okay, but it totally was.
I never saw evidence.
Did other people though?
Or
Or did people just make it up like at my school?
People told stories, but I can't remember any of them except for one where there was like, we had the storage room also downstairs in the school that was like kind of down the hall from that washroom, and it was one of those doors that closed really, really slowly. Like you couldn't even push it close. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, gross.
And I remember someone telling me that they were in there and it just like slammed closed on them.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, that's gross.
I hate that. That's gross. That's not ghost.
It's gross. I don't like it.
Jacob?
Have you ever used a Ouija board?
No, and I refuse.
Yeah?
Have you?
Because you're scared or because you're morally against it?
Because I'm scared and I don't want to bring anything home.
I have used a Ouija board literally countless times.
That's disgusting. Why would you do that?
Well, because me and my friend Amber have always been fucking freaks, I guess.
You're telling me.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
But we stopped using it because, like, me and her use the Ouija board, like, by ourselves a lot. But
Yeah.
we let one of our other friends use it with us. And while he was using it, it kept saying really, really shitty things.
Like the ghost was
and, like,
insulting you?
literally, actually, sometimes. But, like, I trusted that he wasn't doing it, and it kept happening even when he wasn't using the board. Like, it was just us in the room. Like, he
Ew.
was still in the room, but wasn't using it.
Ew.
But it would just, like,
It didn't like him.
it would, like, sometimes it wouldn't even be real sentences, but it would just, like, swear or say really shitty things and, like,
Wow.
say gibberish or just keep saying goodbye. But it was a lot of really, like, vulgar things
Just
I would
hang
say.
up. Hang up.
And so, like, we agreed, we were like, yeah, we're not going to use it with him anymore, even with him around, because clearly it doesn't like him. But
That's
ever
so
since then,
funny.
like, we still got the same results. So I feel like
Oh,
he tainted the board
he
somehow.
broke it.
Yeah, I should have saged it.
Yeah, you need to
But I didn't.
cleanse your board first.
I mean, I still have the boards, so I probably should cleanse them. I haven't used them in a long time.
That stuff grosses me out so much. I wouldn't even be able to look at one.
Not even look at one?
I don't think so.
Do you get tortured when I show up to class with my Ouija board purrs?
No, I actually think that's really cute aesthetic. But I'm just gonna let you know that Jake's coat was hanging behind us, and I thought it was a human, and I got really scared for like 3 seconds, and my heart
You're so
restarted.
funny.
Thanks.
Aww. You're getting spooked because you're talking about spooky stuff.
I know, and like, cause the camera's right in front of us, so I can see us and like what's behind.
Oh, you're actually like recording it on video?
Yeah.
Oh, sick! So everyone can watch Jake sleeping.
Literally, that's all that's happening right now is him sleeping, and when he starts to snore, me jabbing him. That's all that's happening here.
I love it. That's content right there.
Yeah,
that is content.
This is our podcast. This is what you subscribe for.
Do you want to hear my most memorable, I'll say, Ouija board experience?
Yes. Give us all
Okay.
all the stories and experiences.
So, for one, this was me and my friend Amber using the board, but with my mom in the room. Because my mom's also a bit of a freak. And
Your
we
mom
always
is
found
funny.
that we had better, like, sessions on the Ouija board when she was around.
That's
So we
weird.
had her there at the time, and we were getting responses through the board, and it was saying that it was this girl, and her name was Anna, I think, and she lived in, like, a community nearby, and it was, like, talking about a whole bunch of things, and it started talking about someone who they were related to that passed away. And I can't remember if they said it was their daughter or their mom. It was some like close relation like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we asked, like, is there anything that you'd want to say to this person or whatever? And they just said, like, I love you. And I wasn't sad. I was just kind of like, you know, watching this unfold, like, cool, we're getting responses. This doesn't happen all the time. But, like, I just started crying.
Oh.
But I wasn't sad. But, like, I started, like, crying, like, a lot. Like,
Ew.
like, an intense amount of crying. But I didn't feel sad. I just was crying.
Ew.
So, like, a really weird feeling.
I hate that.
Yeah. Like I said, I've used the Ouija board a lot, and, like, usually nothing happens at all, or, like, nothing memorable happens, but that ruined my night.
That ruined my night.
It was really shitty, too, because it was right before we went to go, like, babysit for someone, so we had to, like, stay up all night in someone's, like, dark house, making sure their kids don't die.
Oh.
It was just, like, not a cool night.
That's nice.
Yeah.
You, like, brought that stuff with you.
Mm-hmm.
That spirit.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so. I hope he haunts that house.
You left it there with the kids. You're like, good luck, bye. And you took your $20.
See ya, have fun.
Do you have any more experiences?
With the Ouija board or just in general?
In general. Or with the Ouija board. Any experiences?
I don't know. Like, I had a lot of experiences when I was a kid, so I don't remember them as much now because I don't have them as much now.
That's good.
Yeah. Although I did definitely think this apartment was haunted when I first moved in.
It's probably still haunted.
Well, it doesn't feel haunted anymore.
You probably just got comfortable with it.
I mean, that could be it.
Like, because when we were looking at apartments, a couple that we went into, I was just like, no. And we had to leave because I was like, that is the grossest feeling atmosphere I've ever been in.
Ew, really?
Yeah.
I haven't even had that experience because I never went like apartment hunting. I just agreed to move into this apartment and just did it. Like,
No.
I didn't even like come visit or see what it looked like. I was like, yeah, alright.
No, never move in without knowing if there's anything there. Like, because when I first moved, with my ex, like he had picked up the house before I like moved in, and so he had already picked it, and it was already haunted. Like, and there's nothing I could do about it.
Yuck.
Yeah, super yuck. What do you think, Jake?
I did a lot of like
Pick up. You're missing the whole
graveyard
podcast.
exploring when I was a kid.
Why?
Because, like I said, I was a freak. Like, me and my friend Amber were just like, we loved that kind of shit.
I hate that stuff.
And so yeah, we did a lot of graveyard exploring. So, I definitely have varying opinions on the different graveyards in my hometown.
Oh my.
Which there are a lot of. There are like 5 or 6 graveyards.
I don't even like going there, like, to bring flowers to someone. Let alone going there in the night with my flashlight.
There's one that, like, it doesn't scare me the most, but it's just kind of strange. I think it's the nicest looking one because it has a lot of, like, really nice big trees, and it has, like, this old, like, iron fence and gate that, like, I don't know. It looks very, like, dramatic and gothic and scary, but also pretty at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing I don't like about that one is that it's right next to the road, but where it's surrounded by trees, once you go inside, it's, like, so quiet.
Ew.
It's like you can't hear anything outside of the graveyard. It's just, like, so silent in there.
Ew, that's gross. I just get goosebumps.
I know, but it's creepy, but, like, I don't know. I don't get a bad feeling about that graveyard. It's just, you know, there are some weird things. Also, I visited that one with, like, a group of kids my age and, like, a little bit younger or whatever, because it was right behind the youth group, or, like, youth center. So we just, like, trotted up one day and found
Is this what they teach you at the youth center?
Left. Like, someone had a cardboard Ouija board that they made themselves, and they had it, like, thrown over the fence. And one of the kids, like, picked it up and came to show all of us and had, like, a prayer written on the back and stuff.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, what kind of fucking freaks are using Ouija boards in the graveyard? Like, I
made out of cardboard.
Do that. Like, that's too much. I would shit myself, literally.
Yeah, I wouldn't
That's
be able to do that. No, absolutely not. I'd be, like, horrified. I would die there.
The cemetery that I hate the most, though, is the one that is next to our Salvation Army Church. And it's up this hill. And it used to be creepier because I can remember going up there, like, a few months or so after, like, I think, like, after we had, like, Hurricane Igor or something.
Mhm.
And it was, like, this big hill, so all down the hill were these, like, pieces of plastic flowers, like, flower petals.
Yeah.
Just, like, really dirty and, like, strewn all across this, like, hill that led up to it, which was, I thought was really creepy looking in itself. But the reason why I hate that one is because, for one, it just gives me a bad feeling. Like, that's just it. It just gives me bad vibes.
Yeah.
But the couple times I've been in there when I was younger, because I haven't been in it since, because I'm a grown adult and someone would fucking, I don't know, call my mom, probably. I was going to say the cops, but, like, everybody knows me, so they should be like, Taya's fucking around in the graveyard. What's she doing?
I'm a grown adult, so they're gonna call my mom.
Well, like, literally that's what people do. They're like, what the fuck is your daughter doing up in the graveyard? But the couple times I went there as a kid, I used to see these, like, black blobs in one specific part of the graveyard, like, out of the corner of my eye.
Like shadow people.
Yeah, but, like, just in one part. And I never, like, had that experience anywhere else. It was just in that graveyard, in that one particular spot in the graveyard. I would see it in the corner of my eye.
That's disgusting. I've seen those before too, but like I thought I was just crazy, and because like I didn't know what it was, until like a couple years ago when I was listening to like spooky stories on YouTube, and I was like, oh, I've totally seen that.
Oh, I've been haunted my whole life.
Yeah, I thought it was just like those floating dots you get from low iron. That's all. That's what I thought I had, but it was actually shadow people. Funny story.
Oh my god, it's not low iron. They're just ghosts trying to kill me.
Yeah, exactly.
So funny.
No, wake up. We're closing the podcast now, so you better say goodbye.
What, for real? Is this it?
Asleep.
What do you mean is this it? It's been 45 minutes of you asleep.
Oh my god.
You're telling me everybody's just gonna watch you sleep on top of me for 40 minutes.
Okay, well, you have to get Jake to tell the ghost story before you close it the podcast.
Jake,
I don't have any ghost stories though.
now tell us.
But you have, okay, even if you don't have a personal ghost story, you at least have to know of, like, somebody who has a ghost story.
Does
Or, like,
your
thinks
dad
they-
have any?
My dad has one.
I knew who your dad was, because your dad is crazy.
My dad is crazy.
Ew.
And so my dad does have one. They used to stay at this farmhouse that belonged to our family like a long time ago, a couple generations ago. And they're staying there, and they used to hear, and there was always a rumor that it was haunted, right? Him and his cousins were staying there one weekend, and they'd always hear like someone go downstairs and then come up, and then never come upstairs, or come upstairs but have never gone downstairs, right?
Footsteps.
Yeah.
Common theme here tonight, y'all.
And so him and his cousins waited up at the door to see who came up the stairs, and when they looked out, there was nobody there. And they heard somebody coming up the stairs, and there was no one there.
See?
Yeah, I still think it's
So,
I think it's
but
some
you
sort
don't
of
believe
phenomenon.
it.
I think it's some sort of natural phenomena. I don't think those
Oh yeah, like the house settling, is it?
something like that.
yeah, it's a natural phenomenon. It's ghosts.
The house
natural.
settling for 500 years, right? Okay. So, Tay asked me this when you were asleep, but what do you think? Like, do you think orbs are dust, or do you think they're ghosts?
Orbs.
Like when you take pictures and there's like a little speck, or you see them like in videos floating.
Oh, definitely dust. Or smudge in the lens.
Smudge on the lens. What else did you ask? What else did you ask me? What else did you ask Taya? To ask Jake.
I I asked you some ghost questions, but I mean, if you don't believe in ghosts, then you can't really answer them, I guess.
Have you ever used a Ouija board?
No.
Would you?
Sure.
Oh, I wouldn't.
He'd push it. He'd push the
Oh, you
picture.
probably would, because you're butthole.
I think Ouija board's
He'd
bullshit.
push it. and be
Anything
like,
sold by
"Real
Hasbro is
smooth."
not working on no ghosts.
Well, she just said that someone had made a cardboard one with a weird prayer on it and stuff.
It wasn't a weird prayer. It's just a prayer.
Oh, sorry.
Don't
Not,
attack Christianity, please.
I don't mean to get controversial here.
Whoa.
Come on, Jack. Come over. Come over. Get in on our podcast, babes. She got right silly and came out.
Does Jack have any ghost stories?
Tell us your story, Jacqueline. She lived at mom and dad's for a year, so she probably
So she probably did see a ghost.
yeah, cause she's at the same age that I was when I had my ghost stories. She's 6,
Ooh.
so she probably has a couple.
I have a question, and it only kind of relates to ghosts, but I just thought of it.
Okay, shoot.
So when I was younger, my mom and dad used to tell me that when the cats, because we always had like a shit ton of cats, they used to tell me that when the cats like are lying in the door frame or like in front of the door, that they're like being your guardian from spirits.
Is that true?
That's what they told me. I just wanted to know if like you've ever heard of that or anyone ever told you that.
I've never heard of that.
That's what they used to tell me. I don't know why.
But
Maybe
like,
they just knew that I was like a freaky little ghost child and they wanted to give me more fuel for
you're
it.
not even a real. You're not even a human. You're just a ghost.
Honestly, that's the gag of the season.
the real tea. But what spooks me the most is when your pet will like just stop what they're doing and just stare off at something, and then you can't break their attention away.
Yeah, that is not very cool.
No, I hate it. My cat does that a lot at mom and dad's house. Mom thinks she's having seizures, but I'm pretty sure she's just watching ghosts.
I mean, maybe it's both.
Could be. Oh, I'm sorry. I tried to fix your toes. I'm sorry.
Okay, full fetish.
Her paw was stuck in the wool blanket.
No.
Yeah, but it's okay. Don't worry.
I have another good animal ghost related question.
Okay.
Do you believe that animals can be ghosts?
I've never experienced it.
Okay, so you're skeptical.
I think so. Jack, why you're? I'm sure all Taya can hear is you rubbing your beard against the microphone right now. She's just sniffing my
really
phone.
can't.
I've never. I don't know.
A lot of people will use that as evidence of why ghosts aren't real. Because they'll be like, where does it end for like who gets to be a ghost when you die?
Well,
Like, is it just humans, or is it humans and I was gonna say ghosts, humans and animals? And if it's animals, do bugs count? Like, are there like insect ghosts?
well, here's the thing: is that humans are on the earth for a different purpose than animals are, because animals are just here to like chill out and repopulate and whatever. And so when they die, they don't have like any unfinished business, right? So they're not like angry about their death or whatever. So they don't like stick around. You don't have to leave. Relax. And but humans do, and humans like are angry, and they have things that weren't resolved in their life, and I guess they stay around to spook some humans.
You know, that's interesting. And when you started off, I was like, I don't know about this hill. But by the end of it, I'm like, okay, that makes a little bit of sense. The unfinished
Debate.
business part.
Yeah. But
Because at first I was like, I mean, humans are also just here to fucking die. But I
Yeah.
guess, like, we have evolved more.
and to give me an existential
So if you're thinking
crisis.
about it in that way, then I can see it being more plausible.
Yeah.
But that's like a whole other can of worms to discuss, like, the purpose of life.
Yeah. Next week's podcast, we have an existential crisis. We all cry together.
Oh, well, it's better than crying on your own, I guess.
Well, I mean, it basically is because Jake is asleep anyways, so that's the same difference. Yikes.
You just cry on him.
Well, I guess.
Well,
I don't know. He would wake up in like 10 hours, so.
maybe it can be like a Sleeping Beauty situation, but with tears.
This is just his thing for all the podcasts from now on. He's just gonna snore over all of us talking.
Yeah, it's not like the You and Jake podcast. It's just the You podcast and some fucking homeless guy is asleep on your couch.
Basically. I don't even know him.
Who is that? Please.
Well, I'm sorry we didn't get to hear more on Jake's ideas about ghosts not being real, but
You know what? They probably would have sucked, so I'm
Well,
not sorry about it.
we'll never know because he got the itis from eating rice, which I've never heard of. So
And chicken.
Yeah, right.
rice. Jake, it was half a chicken breast. You didn't eat enough chicken to get the itis. You're just full of it. Anyway, thanks for joining us tonight, Taya.
Thanks for having me and telling me some spooky stories.
Thanks for sharing with us your very spooky stories.
Look at us, we sound so professional.
Right? Well, I plugged your Instagram, so hopefully people will go follow you.
Oh, wait, what?
I said I plugged your Instagram in the beginning, so hopefully people will follow you because I told them that you're
Oh
cute.
my god.
Yeah.
That's so cool and fun.
Yeah. So, thanks for being here tonight.
Happy Halloween.
Okay, thanks. Love you. Bye.
Love you, bye.
Well, that's the end of our podcast. Thanks for being here with us to listen to our stories. And I hope to read comments about what you think about my stories and about Taya's stories. And if you vote ghost or gross. See you next time for our next weird podcast featuring a sleep Jake. Bye, guys.